So, today I'm going to be reading entitled Parent Stories on Reddit. So, don't ask why I'm in this game, and don't, those people are making like penises, and they have really inappropriate. I don't know why I chose this game. So let's get into it. And I'm really shy, so if I mess up on something, don't bully me. Because if you bully me, I swear to God, I don't know what the hell I would do. But don't bully me, I swear to God. Entitled parents want to sue the school because her son got hurt punching a locker. Okay, so here's some background on the story and the cast. EB entitled bully, EF entitled bully's friend, EP entitled parents. Quick backstory, EB had gotten mad and decided to take his anger out on me by beating me up. It got bad enough that people had to pull him off of me. Then later he got mad again and decided to take it out on my locker, punching it and leaving a dent and causing the brick above it to fall and land on his arm, almost breaking it. I learned this from EF, who used to also bully me a bit. I was talking with EF the today day, and he is actually really nice. I've got to know him better, and we have become really good friends. Okay, now on to what you want to hear, EPs. When I was talking with EF, I'm going to call him F, friend, from now on. I was talking to F in X Block the other day, and we were joking about EB. I guess X Block is Xbox, I don't know. For some reason, we got to the story of his parents. This is where it gets good. Apparently, EB had been acting up at home, and so he had some of his things taken. Examples would be stuff like his phone and Xbox. But when they heard about him beating me up from a call from the school, they were fine with it. They even said to him that beating me up was a good thing. Okay, if I ever make a mistake in talking, it's because, I'm really shy, and because their grammar is not that good, and I'm like, well, what is this saying? But I actually understand. I don't know why I just said that. They fully supported the idea and even pushed the school to learn his suspension to 1 day. See, I don't understand what that means. I know this because I have ties with some of the staff. After that, they said to him that he should have beaten me up more, or if it comes to beat me up again. When it was all said and done, EPs gave EB his stuff back, saying that he earned it for being such a good little boy. I just understood that. I am stupid. When EP heard about the brick falling on his arm at school, they were so angry. I remember when EB came back to school the next day, he had his arm in a bandage for dramatic effect. When he walked into the locker room, he started yelling at me, saying crap like, "You are so dead, my parents are going to totally sue you and the school." At this point, I was still scared of him. One of the reasons I'm writing this is to get the fear all out, but I was having none of it. Okay, so what are you going to sue me and the school for? I'm going to sue hurting my arm. Okay, and how exactly did I hurt your arm? Well, it's your locker that caused the brick to fall on me. Hey buddy, the school can sue you for destruction of school property. Not only did you deny the locker, but you chipped the bench and the floor. Well, that's what my mommy said she's going to sue you idiots for. Just shut up before you make yourself look more like an idiot. He came back the next day with so many threats for EP, saying that I was an idiot and deserved to die. I didn't care. EPs can die. I didn't care. EPs can die in a hole for all I care. EP were obviously bluffing and just trying to get some quick money. I highly doubt they will actually sue, and if they do, I imagine it going something along the lines of, EP, what are you suing for? My baby boy punched a locker and the brick fell on him and now he's hurt. So your son punched the locker? Well, yes, but case over, Sue's not going through. Okay, well, thank you guys for reading and the support I got on my last post. Hope this post fits more of the guidelines and doesn't get removed anyways till next time. Why don't you dress like a normal girl? So on Friday, I went to a party at one of my friend's house. Her little sister's surprise party. It was cute and fun, and I was having a decent time until her aunt and cousin started verbally attacking me for the way I was dressed. So I have certain type of styles I like to follow. Pastel, goth, etc. So I decided to wear something more pastel and colorful since it was a 10-year-old's birthday party. I dressed in pink shorts, rainbow bodysuit, white long socks, and my favorite platform rainbow shoes. I don't really like to wear makeup because I touch my face too much. I was having fun at the party, and a few little kids were asked to take a picture with me, which was fun. So while all that was happening, I noticed my friend's aunt always looking over at me and making faces or taking a picture of me from a distance. I didn't think much of it because I've had worse reactions, especially when I decided to go full goth. So the aunt's daughter, who I think is like 15, walks up to her and just points and laughs at me like I'm not even, at me not even trying to be discreet like her mom. I roll my eyes and go back inside to find my friend when the aunt gets to me first and says the one thing everyone says to me. So why are you dressed like that? I just shrug and give my usual response. I like it. Wouldn't you be happier dressing, I don't know, normal? Why would I want to do that? So people wouldn't stare and laugh at you. Like your daughter, she gets quiet and says just stare me down as I just walk back inside. I'm making small talk with my friend and her mom while we get things ready for cake when the cousin walks in and looks me up and down and laughs while saying, I would die of embarrassment if I got caught dressed like that. My friend pipes up before I do. Well, it's a good thing she's wearing it and not you. Now get out of here if you're not gonna help. The cousin leaves with a huff and we bring everything out. We sing happy birthday and everyone is served. I'm sitting on the couch with my friend when her aunt walks back up with her arms crossed and an upset look on her face. I don't know why you had to get snippy with your cousin. She was being an ass, my friend says, still sitting tall. She was just making conversation. She was making fun of my friend. Well, maybe if your friend dressed normal, people would make comments. I laugh at that, which makes her give me a dirty look. I am quite happy dressing the way I do. She just shakes her head and walks off. The party was fun, and it was fun taking pictures with the kids. Can't wait to see her reaction when I go goth next time I see her. Well, Gotti. EM tells me my dog should die because I can't control him. I'm sorry for the bad grammar. I'm on my phone, and it's not my normal language. Cast. EM, entitled mother, ID, innocent daughter, around 10 years old, me. ND, neighbor's dog. You can skip the backstory, but maybe it's fun to read. Backstory. I walked the dog of the neighbors. He is an old, very friendly Labrador Retriever, golden fur. He was bred to be a service dog, but eventually was too friendly to be a service dog, so he came with my neighbors. I always loved this dog and was so happy when I could walk him once or twice a week, but this happened. I was walking with ND when ID came to me asking if she could pet my dog. Of course I said yes, because ND just loved kids petting him. And then entitled mom walked into the story. They were feeding some birds, and Andy just doesn't really like birds. He will pull at the leash and bark, but he never bites. Even though I know even though I know we wouldn't bite I did want to stand in front of ND to calm him down. You can say everything about that's not right. That's not the right way to do it. I had the task to walk ND and not train him. So in this situation, I had to stand in front of him and let his attention focus on me. I did this multiple times because birds are everywhere. So it wasn't something new for me, and I knew what I was doing. Anyway, ID was already standing in front of him and barking. I'm standing in front of him, and because EM and ID were a bit scared of NB barking, well, I guess ND barking, it was a bit of chaos. I'm not really good at this kind of situations and will panic fast. In the panic, I carefully shoved ID away and let ND focus his attention on me. We walked away from the birds, and then Yum came to me and tapped on my shoulder. Hey. Yes, ma'am? Why did you shove my baby away? Oh, I'm really sorry for that, but I had to control ND. Oh yeah, your aggressive dog. He isn't aggressive, but he just doesn't like birds. Then train it. Don't call NB it. He is a living creature with feelings, something you can learn about also. I have no feelings? You shoved my baby away like it's nothing. Ma'am, I was just trying to control the situation. If you can't control it, why is it still alive? ID was embarrassed of her mom at this point and wanted to go away. Excuse me? I can control him because if I can't, he wouldn't be sitting here next to me. Andy was sitting next to me. He could feel I was getting stressed and tried to calm me down. He was such a sweet dog. ID was pulling at her mom's jacket, and eventually, after some long death stares, I swear if stairs could kill, they both went in the opposite direction, probably going home. I sat down trying to calm down while Andy was licking my face. I swear he is the best dog I have ever seen. At the end, I saw ID running up to me saying sorry for her mom and giving Andy a pet, and then running back to her mom. Man, I feel so sorry for ID that she has the worst mom ever existed. I hope you like my story. I also have a story when some boys around 12 years old throw fireworks in front of ND, but I don't know where to post it. Oh my god, some people can be big fat abomination holes. Okay, so I have neighbors that just seem to piss everyone off, like the entire HOA in our neighborhood. So I think I'll tell a few stories about them. Story 1, I am an atheist. Just had to get that out of the way, but I decided to tell the eldest daughter of the crazy neighbors, 15F. In the next week, it turns out that not only did she tell her mom, but then her mom started telling everyone, oh, I feel bad for those kids because their parents think being atheist is okay. Like, what the fuck, lady? But then I never even got to tell my parents myself that I was an atheist, and instead they decided to tell my parents. Story 2, my brother 9M did not get to escape them, because one day my brother found a glass bottle lying in their yard and joked, I'ma throw it. Later that day, my brother was sitting there with the bottle in hand when one of the crazy neighbors, 10F, started chasing him, and he had no decision but to throw the bottle into the woods because she scared him. My brother then said that he would clean it up and throw it away, and everyone was okay with that. The next day, it turned out that they told their parents and we couldn't even be near them, and that my parents decided to have a discussion. Oh yeah, and their mom called my friend fat, then got offended when my friend's parents got mad at her. That is stupid. If you want to hear more crazy stories about my crazy neighbors, then comment. So if not, then don't. I don't give a shit. Wow. I'd move, or I'd make them move or something. I don't know about that. And Entitled Mom wants my wheelchair to let her son sit in and wanted me to not take my seizure medication. Didn't happen. This story made me mad. What? This story made me so disgusted knowing people like them exist in my city. I am fine now. So this was a few months ago, so the wording isn't exact. So basically last year I got into a ski accident and was put unconscious for 2 months and 4 months in therapy. I could only manage a few steps with support from my parents before transferring to my wheelchair. I was stable enough on the 4th month that I was allowed to go home on the weekend. On my first weekend home, I was cleared for sushi. We celebrated my first time home after 4 months stuck in the hospital by going to the sushi buffet. When I got there, my parents helped me get out of the car and transfer out of the car. When enters the almighty Karen, she saw me take a few steps and walk up to us with the "let me see your manager" look on her face. Then this conversation happened. "Hi, is there something I can help you with?" "Yes, give my precious kid his wheelchair. He is so tired." "I can't. My son needs the wheelchair to get into the restaurant." "Mom, are we in position to get the wheelchair yet?" "Not yet." My mom was then interrupted by a kid yelling and throwing a temper tantrum on the ground. Then entitled mother grabs my wheelchair and gives it to kid to sit. I was already in mid-transfer when entitled mother grabbed the wheelchair. What a bitch. If you guys don't know, the most dangerous part of the whole transfer was the exact part when I was standing. Oh my God. I can't believe there are people on this earth like that. If only you could Thanos snap them, except 100% of them. Dad and Mom, give back the wheelchair. OP needs to use it. He can't stand for long. Entitled mother, kid is already in the chair. Too bad. What a bitch. Then enters staff. Staff, ma'am, is there a problem? Yes, they are stealing my poor son's wheelchair. My mom could only reply with, entitled mother and kid stole my kid's assistive device. What evidence do you have to prove the device is yours? Is my word not enough? While this is happening, my dad called the police knowing this wasn't going to be solved easily. My mom replied with, you can call insert sick kid's phone number and rehab hospital number. OP was friends with almost all the nurses in the BIRT, brain injury rehab team, unit, and every nurse at sick kids knew him. I apparently screamed a lot. Then enters police officer. What's going on here? Entitled mother and mom repeated what they told the staff. Okay, Mom. Whatever. Kill me. Okay, I will call the 2 hospitals and staff. Can you please detain Mom, Dad, entitled mother, entitled kid, and OP could just sit in the car with a staff member watching over him. I checked my watch and realized it was 12 and I had to take my seizure medications. Mom, Dad, entitled mother were being escorted, and when I accessed the staff member watching over me, this following dialogue happened. Mom, staff could please get OP some water. He needs to take his medications. No, he can't go taking medication in front of kid. It will make Kay think drugs are okay. My mom was beyond crazy at this point. Does my kid need to repeat himself? Unless you want him on the ground dying, then you will let him take his medication. Then staff, being smart, listens to Mom and runs in to get me some water. I'm getting a cop. Entitled mother proceeds to run to the cop and touch the cop on the shoulder. For those who don't know, touching a police was on duty, while he was on duty without his consent is a big no-no. Ooh. Kill me. Ma'am, please remove your hand from the uniform. That kid, she says it with a venomous look in her eye, is taking illicit drugs in front of my poor child. He is setting a bad example for my child. She said this very loudly. Police, sarcastically. Really? I couldn't hear the police officer, but I got the gist of what was said. Police walks over. Are you taking illicit drugs in front of the kid? No. That's it? That's all you're going to do? Yes, that's all I can do. Clearly he had enough of her shit. Then he looks at me and he says, Opie, I am so sorry for your accident. I will take care of this, and you and your family go enjoy sushi. Will you like to press charges? No, we just wanted to have some sushi and send Opie to the rehab hospital. That's fine. And told her mother and kid, will you come with me? Then they got into the police cruisers with a truckload of hissing and yelling. When police officer gets into his car and he tells us to enjoy ourselves and don't worry about entitled mother. I still don't know what happened to her, but the sushi was great. TLDR, I was yelled at, and I wonder what TLDR means. Seriously though, comment down below if you know what it means. I was yelled at and had my wheelchair stolen by an entitled mother. No charges were given out per request of my mom and dad. Entitled mother was arrested though. For all of those who thought this was fake, you are free to call Holland Bloorview, the rehab hospital, and ask if they had a patient who got into a ski accident, was in a single room and very tall. I have changed all the acronyms as many comments suggested. You are free to check out the photos if you don't believe me. What is this? I can't click it. Never mind. Oh no, I can. Why do EMs always assume everything they see is automatically their or their brat's property? I have no idea, but I'm currently on my balcony watching an EM scream at the security officers for telling her babies to stop playing car dodge. The rules of car dodge, as explained by the EM, is to run across the road in front of a car and not get hit. What is this? Why? Why would people do that? This is like bird watching, an EM in the wild. Okay, I just found out that I'm reading a comment. I'm sorry, but I guess I'm gonna have to finish reading it. Edit. Update. What an afternoon it's been. So after initially calling her cat food inside, apparently they have come back after it got dark. No kids injured, but cops were called after a car swerved and left the road. Why did he swerve? Looks like the kids were using something similar to this. I'm sorry I keep cutting. Okay, you can just look up that on Google to play flashlight tag with cars. Notice just got blasted via text that those lights are now banned from the neighborhood. Not sure what happened to the kids or EM. We'll find out in morning. An EM doesn't know her manners. Just a little disclaimer. There are stories of people who had much worse incident on this subreddit. Compared to that, this is pretty mild. Also, I wrote this on mobile quite some time ago, but had to copy it to my notepad and wait till I had enough karma. What? Now the time has finally come. On to the story. I was boarding the bus as I do every day, waiting in the queue. As I was nearing the entrance to the bus, an EM with her little daughter following her came and stood next to the queue instead of standing at the end of it. When I was entering the bus, the EM looked at me as she wanted to murder me or something. I ignored that look, entered the bus. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hate my life. Paid for my ticket and sat down on the seat right at the front of the bus, as I enjoy watching the road in front of the bus. As the EM entered the bus, she looked at me with a very annoyed voice said to me, "Someone doesn't know manners here. Everyone should know you should let a mother with a child go in front of you in a queue." I responded with, "I don't know. Doesn't seem like good manners to me to chew out someone just because you want to get in the bus before everyone else, and you're not even carrying a child." She tried arguing with me for a bit longer, but there were people waiting to be able to take their seat, but they couldn't go around to the EM because the corridor was just one person wide, as it tends to be in buses. So she was fortunately forced to continue and leave me alone. I enjoyed a nice ride in the bus, listening to Apocalyptica and Brothers of Metal, as I usually do. Then, as we arrived at our destination, which happened to be the same for both of us, she tried to argue with me again, bringing up the same shit about good manners. When I told her that's not how good manners work, she went silent. I then crossed the street at the nearest crosswalk, so I wouldn't be annoyed by her anymore, and then she shouted at me off the top of her lungs that she knows a good psychologist and that she can get me an appointment because she thought I needed it real bad, just so the entire town knew I was the bad guy. Alright guys, I think that's going to be the last one for this episode. For this video, but if you guys want me to make it if you guys want to see more of this, I know you've probably seen videos of it before. I know I have. If you want to see more of it, comment down below, because I'll do it. I will. Alright, bye now.